Today we're doing a cheap versus expensive fishing challenge. I'll be fishing with cheap lures, and KickinTheirBASSTV will be fishing with expensive lures. However, we don't get to choose our own baits. Each of us will secretly pick out 6 mystery lures for the other person to use. Whoever can catch a fish on all 6 of their lures first wins the tournament. The farther we go, the harder they get. So who do you think will win? Let us know in the comments section below. Welcome to Bass Pro Shops, guys. It is time to get started with the expensive budget because we got some easy baits to pick out, but we're gonna work our way up to some bigger, crazier, more expensive stuff as the video goes on. Then we're gonna end things off by picking out the most expensive rod and the most expensive reel in the entire store. But without further ado, guys, I think it is time to start searching the aisles because we're gonna be looking for the biggest price tags we can possibly find.
All right, ladies and gents, we made it inside of Bass Pro and we have to pick out Fletcher, his cheap lures. So this is my game plan. We're gonna progress as the lures go on. We gotta pick out 6 baits. I'm gonna get 2 bottom baits, 2 moving baits, and then 2 top waters. But we have to find the cheapest options in the store. And then after that, we're gonna end up picking them out of rods. And I think I'm gonna end up going with the spinning rod. I feel like if he has the cheap budget, I don't really need to get him a bait caster.
I'm looking for the most expensive worms that Bass Pro Shops has to offer here, guys. I'm gonna scour these aisles left and right to try to find the most expensive pack of worms I can possibly find. And I'm not seeing anything quite yet. Everything's like $7 or less. Here's something for $7.49, these Gary Yamamotos. That could be a good option, but let's see if there's anything more expensive than that. Another $7, $10. Ooh, there we go, ladies and gents. Okay, Berkeley Power Bait Maxent, $10 for these. That's $1 a worm. And I think the deal with these guys is that they're actually scented to make fish hold onto them longer and find them easier. So I don't know if that's gonna be an actual thing or not. I guess time will tell, but let me go ahead and lock that in as the first bait for Noah. Let's keep it moving. Maybe we can find an expensive crawl or something this way.
So without further ado, we just made it to the soft plastic section. So this is what I'm thinking. When it comes to soft plastic, there's 2 baits that catch a lot of fish. That's a worm and a crawl. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. And I feel like we're gonna end up getting the cheapest options with a worm and the crawl and also making these probably the easiest baits of the challenge. I just feel like those are the 2 best categories. So looking at the prices, these Zoom trick worms are $6.29. I feel like that's a little too expensive. I feel like we can definitely go cheaper. They do have these smaller finesse worms and these are for $5.49. I feel like that's feasible. It's crazy because I feel like years ago, like you could get soft plastic worms for like $2 or $3. I just don't know if that's gonna be the case today. And then over here, we have some Bass Pro Shops Tournament Series worms. These are actually ridiculously small, and I would like to get something a little more normal than that. But to be fair, they're only $3.99. And that looks like that might end up being the cheapest. You know what? I just found one cheaper. Hold on. So they have these Zoom, I don't even know what these are. These are called Swimmin' Dingers. It's like a Senko with a swim bait paddle tail on the end of it. And these are only $3.49. So I think I'm gonna end up going with this for our bait number 1 for old Fletch. Now we need to get to the creature bait section and see if we can pick them out at crawl.
All right, crawls, which one of y'all is the most expensive one that I can buy? We got $5.99, a bunch of $5.99s, $5.79, $6, $7. All right, we're getting a little bit more pricey. The Rage Tails, that could be our best bet to find an expensive crawl. Anything more expensive than that? Oh, $7.79, and look at that. We got more Power Bait Maxent, but in the crawl type. So these are actually the most expensive. They're $9 a bag, but the Gary Yamamotos are also very expensive at just shy of $8 a bag, and I think this might actually be a good option just to mix things up. I'm kind of feeling this. We got the creature baits, creature with a K. I think that's the deal, guys. And Noah, thank me later, because I am giving you nothing but straight freaking gas right now. Holy smokes, man. Let's go ahead and find that next bait. Here's an easy QR code that you can scan to subscribe. I know it's hard to subscribe on TV, so if you just scan this code with your phone's camera app, you can subscribe with ease.
Subscribing helps me grow the channel, make more videos, and make sure that you won't miss any of them. So thanks for the support.
So me personally, my favorite crawl of all time is the old Rage crawl. This thing just catches a ton of fish, but sadly, this is $6.99. That's just not gonna work for Fletcher. And I know I'm going against him today, but I also wanna give him a good fighting bet. I wish I could pick him out of Rage crawl, but sadly, that does not fit in the cheap budget. So they also have some power bait. Those are $5.99. That's still a little high. We have some of these other power bait like beavers. Those are $8.99, man. That's definitely not gonna be the go. But they do have some of these gamblers over here, and these are $5.79. I feel like this could totally work, but there's gotta be some other options. And this bait right here is almost like a brush hog in a way. It's not necessarily a standard crawl, but I feel like this thing can definitely catch a lot of fish. And this is gonna be perfect for bait number 2, and that is $4.99. Still seems a little bit expensive, but at the end of the day, that's really as cheap as these creature baits go.
It's about that time, guys. It is time to up the ante and get out of the soft plastic aisle. We've already blessed Noah with 2 amazing packs of soft plastics, but it's time we make his life a little bit more difficult and pick out some more expensive baits. And to do that, I think we're gonna have to move on to some moving baits. But we just wanna find something that's gonna pack a punch price-wise, and I think I found it, boys. We got the jackhammer. This thing is super expensive, $16. $16 for one bait, and not even expensive packaging. Like, they barely put this thing in the cheapest packaging that they could find. But hey, nevertheless, if this thing catches fish, let's lock it in, put it in the basket.
So now that we got the bottom baits out of the way, we got to move on to our next picks, which are going to be our moving baits. We're going to pretty much find the cheapest 2 moving baits that we can in the moving bait category without getting the Topwater, obviously. We're gonna do those at the end. I feel like the soft plastics, we kind of designated ourselves for a worm and a crawl, but for this, I'm literally just gonna find the cheapest baits we possibly can. We have like some lipless crankbaits, we got some other cheaper Topwaters jerk baits, and then all the Bass Pro Shops baits, which this might be our best bet. But honestly, looking at the prices, dude, I mean, they got some $6.99 lipless crankbaits. And I'm gonna be fair, that's the cheapest Bass Pro Shop bait they have is $7, man. Like, I feel like we gotta be able to go cheaper than that. And as I'm talking about the Bass Pro Shops baits, I just stumble upon this swim bait right here. It's not a big swim bait by any means, about the length of my finger. It's $3.49, which is such a deal, dude. That is a steal if I know of one. And that is actually by Bass Pro Shops. I feel like it's gonna be hard to find anything below $3 on this wall. So this right here is gonna be our bait number 3. Throw it in the box.
Oh boy. Everywhere I look in this aisle, I have nothing but just high price tags, a bunch of stuff over 10 bucks. And I'm just trying to find something that not only is more expensive, but is also a little bit more difficult to catch a fish with. And I'm just not quite seeing that item yet anywhere. Let's see, $10.99. 12 bucks, $16, make a holla. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is what I'm thinking, guys. We got a $16 jerkbait, kind of comes in a crazy color, chartreuse on the bottom, blue on the top, bigger profile. I think this could be the move. And honestly, this is not really a time of year I throw a jerkbait too much, so I feel like this is definitely getting a little bit more difficult. We're locking it in, drop it in the basket. Let's keep a move on, and it's time to get to the hardest baits and the most expensive ones that we can find.
Now, I did see one other bait for around $3 to $4 back there, but it's still in the swim bait category. So I feel like I kind of want to go with some sort of hard bait, but we got to find something that's at a good price. I mean, everything is looking like it's between $7 and $12, which in my opinion, that's not a cheap bait. Like, we got to find something super cheap for him. So we got a bunch of bomber style crankbaits, and they're all around that $3.99. I mean, pretty much every single one in every single size and every color, they're all $3.99. So I feel like this is definitely our best bet. And to be fair, I kind of want to go with more of a natural color, pretty basic for them. And I'm just going to go with this Sexy Shad. And this has just regular Sexy Shad, chartreuse line down the middle. That is going to be perfect for $3.99. That is bait number 4.
Please, 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 please let there be something expensive over here. I'm trying to find the most expensive topwater lure that I can find. These are $19.99, but you get 3 baits. I'm sure there's something more expensive. We got $11 for a spider. That's kind of a crazy price for a topwater and just an absurd bait altogether. I've had some fun with those in the past, but is there anything that is more expensive? And there she is. $14, $13.99 to be exact, and that is a KVD popping perch, and that is just an absurd price to pay for a topwater frog imitation, if I'm being completely honest. But we're gonna lock it in and hopefully make Noah's life a little difficult by picking him out some topwater to use.
Now we're moving on to the fun stuff. Everybody knows topwater is the most exciting way to catch fish. I mean, who doesn't want to see a big bass blow up on their topwater? So my favorite topwater of all time is frogs. But the question is, can we get a super cheap frog for Fletcher? I don't know if that's possible, but we're gonna browse all of them and see if we can get a pretty cheap option. They got these gambler frogs, which I've used before, and these are $10. That is just not gonna work. They have, Fletcher's gonna hate me for this if I actually get it for him, but they have this Burt fishing lures, frog-like. What does that say? Original life-likes. I don't even know what that means. The old Burt fishing lures, soft plastic frog. That is the craziest looking thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, if I was Fletcher, I would not want to fish with this, but I think you can catch fish on it. So there we go. That is bait number 5 going in the cart.
And just like that, guys, we are on to our 6th and final bait. And for this one, I know exactly what I want. I eyed this puppy from across the store when we were over here earlier, and that is the Lucky Craft Gunfish. This is a $18.99 bait, and that is just insane to think that just a simple little topwater like this could cost so much when there's so many other alternatives for way less. But hey, it could be the difference. But there's only one order of business left, and that is to pick out the most expensive rod and the most expensive reel in all of Bass Pro Shops. So let's go ahead and start looking around.
Oh my gosh, should we do it to him? You know what, he did it to me. He did this to me in one of his last videos in the night fishing versus day fishing, and I had the worst luck. So with this being our 6th bait, I feel like we just got to do it to him. So we have some of these Rebel topwaters, and as you guys can tell, we have some of these small poppers for like $7. You have a normal size popper for like $8. You have some of these Frog R's for $5.49. And I'm gonna be real with you boys. Fletcher did me dirty by getting one of these in the last videos. And I told him I'm gonna get payback, and I'm not gonna lie, he's gonna struggle today on this 6th bait. So I'm gonna get him the old Frog R. Do I think he'll catch a fish on it? Probably, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt to catch some fish on this bait, I'm gonna tell you. But we got all 6 of our baits. Now it is time to pick out a rod and reel. And like I said at the beginning, I think I'm gonna go with a spinning rod. I just feel like for the cheap budget, we can definitely get a spinning rod cheaper than a bait caster.
Noah, you better thank me later, man, because I just looked all up and down these aisles and I found the 3 most expensive rods that are all around 180 bucks. And I'm just gonna pick out the one that I think you'll like the best. This one kind of has like a weird ergonomic grip, so I'm gonna put that one to the side. And this one kind of has a weird short stubby grip. I don't know if you would dislike that or like that, but I know that's not typically what you go for. So I'm gonna go with this one. We're gonna go with the Lew's Custom Light. Boy, you better thank me later, because this thing right here is going to get slammed. You are going to get slam-bonied on this rod time and time again. But let me go ahead and put these up, and we're gonna move on to finding the most expensive reel we can find.
I'm just gonna browse the aisles and kind of see what price point we're working with, because I know they got some really cheap rods in here. I feel like we could get a fishing combo, but at the end of the day, I mean, I kind of want to pick the rod and reel out separate. So these are all fishing rods, like combos. I don't really want to go with combo. Like I said, those are going to be all checked off the list. But they do have some rods over here. And this is a micro light glass rod, spinning rod. It's like a goldish yellow color. Look at how much. It has 0 to no backbone. It's literally a flimsy noodle. I don't know if I can do Fletcher like that, because I don't even know if we'll catch a fish today. But there's gotta be a couple other options. Look at this one right here. Like, this is a tiny panfish rod, and look how small it is compared to this one. I feel like I need to give Fletcher something with a little bit of backbone, something he can really fish with all the baits today, but also going cheap. So I think we're gonna get this longer rod right here, the Slab Grabber, baby. This is $24.99, and I feel like this is gonna be the best bang for our buck. I mean, $25 for a rod. You can't really go much cheaper than that. So we're gonna go with this one. Now we just gotta pick out a reel. So this is probably my favorite section in Bass Pro, man. I love looking at the reels. You got a bunch of different price points, but sadly, Fletcher ain't getting the expensive one right now. He's getting the worst thing on deck. Maybe not the worst thing, but the most inexpensive thing on the deck. So you got like a bunch of different like saltwater reels down there that are more expensive. These are only $24.99, and they have size 10s, they have size 20s, they have a size 30, and they have a size 40. I think for Fletcher, especially with the rod that we picked out, we need to go with the size 30. I feel like that's good right down the middle. And this is actually a Bass Pro Shops quick draw QF 30. I feel like this is just the best bang for your buck for the cheap reels. I mean, $24.99, that means the whole rod total is $50. $25 for the rod, $25 for the reel. I feel like we did pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this reel check out. We're gonna get to fishing.
As you can see, guys, there are a ton of reels here, a bunch of stuff like over $100, $200, and there's even this guy right here for $279. Pretty expensive reel, but if we want the most expensive one that I can find in the entire store, we're gonna have to shift our attention to this glass case right here. And it looks like they got two in stock. We have the Shimano Chronarch MGL 150 HG and the Lew's Custom Pro. And I think I'm gonna go with the Shimano. I'm not sure what all those letters and numbers mean, but all I do know is that it is $300, the most expensive reel in the entire store. And sir, if you could do me the honors, we'll take that bad boy right there. Thank you so much. Well, there it is, guys. We're gonna go ahead and lock that in, and we're gonna move on to the fishing section. Let's see if we can get the job done when I get all my cheap stuff from Noah, and he gets all this stuff. That's wonderful, ain't it? Woo, doggy! It is time to get the party started, guys. Now that we have arrived to the pond, and Noah and I both took the time to take all 6 of the baits that we picked out for each other, and we individually wrapped them. So we do not know what we're gonna get until we actually get to each lure. So let's go ahead and kick things off by opening bag number 1.
Boys and girls, ladies and gents, time to get it started, man. Listen, Fletcher did me right. I was tired of getting the small budget. I finally got a big budget, and look at this beautiful rod and reel that Fletcher picked out, man. I got hooked up nice in this video, I'm not gonna lie. We got us a Lew's Custom Light, got us a nice old Shimano Chronarch on the reel side of things. And without further ado, let's go ahead and open baggie number 1 and see what we got. Well, here we go, baggie numero uno. I feel like since we got the expensive budget today, all of these baits, in my opinion, have to be good. You know, usually I'm a little nervous that Fletcher's gonna pick me out some bad stuff. Not saying that they're not gonna be hard though. I feel like some of the baits might be a little difficult. But for bait number 1, oh, we got some stinky stuff, man. He got us the Power Bait Lunch Worm. I'm gonna be honest, I have never thrown that before. And this isn't only Power Bait, this is Power Bait Max Scent. Will the scent help us catch more fish or get a bite really quick? I don't know, but let's go ahead and rig this puppy up on our rod and get our first bait knocked off the list.
Oh boy, oh boy. The moment of truth here, guys. Let's go ahead and bust this out and see what we got. And very interesting lure choice here, Noah. We have some little paddle tail worms. I don't know if I've ever used anything quite like that, but I think we could probably get the job done with these. Let's go ahead and get these things on my cheap little flimsy noodle rod, the slab grabber, and see what we can do with this thing. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be honest, I was a little excited about the expensive budget, but I am not a fan of power bait. Just not a fan of it. I just feel like there is no need of scenting a bait that bad and making me want to throw up every time I go fish. But hey, maybe this thing is just gonna come in clutch and catch us a pretty good bass right off the rip here, so we can move on to bait number 2. And by the way, I don't know if Fletcher told you or not, but our first 3 baits we have to fish from the bank. Our following 3 baits we have to fish from the boat. So we're gonna be spending a little time on the bank, and then we're gonna take the boat out on this beautiful lake right here and hopefully get into some Mac daddies.
Noah's probably just loving himself right now, guys. Man, I picked him out nothing but straight gas, amazing baits, premium baits, and just a really top tier rod. Meanwhile, I got the slab grabber, and we're gonna see what this puppy is all about. Now that we're officially rigged and ready to go, let's send this thing on its maiden voyage. I might go right down this dock line. Might be able to get the party started.
I feel like we have to get a smell test on this. I don't really want to, but I feel like we have to. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is gonna be some lethal stuff. When you have a bait bag sealed like that, you know it's gonna be lethal. Let's see what we got, man. I'm hoping it's not too bad. I mean, honestly, it's not as bad as I would. You guys wanna take a sniff? It's actually pretty bad. It's not like god awful. I feel like with the Maxton, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. That bait is a lot smaller than I thought too, man. Look at how tiny that thing is. I mean, it definitely doesn't smell good. My hands are not gonna smell good after this. And that is our smelly, stinky, expensive bait number 1. Let's see if we can catch fish on it pretty quick. Dude, I gotta wipe my hands off on some grass or something. I'm not wiping this stinky crap on my clothes. I ain't gonna lie, that ain't happening.
Can we go with a fish on our first cast? That'd be kind of elite. We're kind of built like that though, to be honest. That would be something we would do. Just come out the gate swinging, catch us a donkosaurus, a docodonkosaurus. It's a hybrid. Nothing so far. I was really hoping one would shoot out of this thing and just crush me right out the rip. Let me send it right back down that lane. I'm not convinced that there's not a fish there. Maybe I should try swimming it. No love, no love. Let me send one down the bank line this way. Come on, Big Mama. Where are you at, Big Mama?
Guys, there's a boil right here on this point. Let's see if we can get right into this. Oh my gosh, I didn't set up my reel at all. I didn't even think about that. It's a rookie mistake right there. As long as I've been fishing, I always forget to do that. I have the brakes on 0, 100%. There we go. Okay, we're fine. There we go. Well, first things first, we need to turn our brakes up slightly, ever so slightly. I like my stuff loose. More importantly, check our drag, because that would be a disaster. Imagine we threw out there, got a bite, and our drag just slips. That would suck. Oh, dude, look at that pool right there. Dude, there's fish on this point, man. This is actually a spot that I don't fish often. I've only came out on this like point right here probably once or twice. And to be fair, I haven't caught a fish on it from the bank yet. So if we can get into something pretty quick here, that would be clutch. But there is a lot of fish activity, a lot of bait popping, a lot of fish boiling. I think we're in the right spot.
Gonna make my way out here to the tip of the dock. And before I go too far, I honestly think I should send it down right here next to the piling. Oh, I just got bumped. Just got a little bump. Nothing to show for it though. Even with the little bump, we didn't get the tug that we wanted. What are these fish doing, dude? Really nothing on this dock? With the sun out like this? Maybe it's because I'm fishing a worm with a paddle tail on it. I don't know. I really don't feel like this is that bad of a bait, even if it is a little cheap thing. I feel like it could definitely get the job done. By all means, let me send her out this way and see if we can finally get something on the board. I really just want to come out the gate swinging.
All right, come on. Give me a bite. Get me started. I swear these challenges are all off of momentum, man. Like if we can catch fish pretty quick, listen, we're gonna be feeling great. If we gotta hit 5 spots to catch fish, we're not gonna be feeling too good. Just give us a dang fish fast here. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. Fishy, fishy. I don't understand, man. We might have picked a dry spot. I was hoping to just totally pull up here and make about 5 casts and get a nibble, but it's not looking too promising.
I've been fishing with the slab grabber all day long. Then a fish started jumping next to me. Why I sing this song? Come on. Come on. They're literally popping right there. Come on, eat it. Let me actually let it fall. Let me let it fall. Come on. Pop it, dude. Oh, no way. No way, Jose. Oh, that is a bunch of bullocks. You gotta be joshing my tots right about now. All these fish just swirl like that and then disappear in a flash.
All right, so I fished this spot in one of my recent videos. I had a couple really good bites. So hopefully that stays true to right now. We can catch us some fish pretty quick on this bank. So right out here in the middle, it's like a little ditch. It's pretty deep. And then up here on the bank too, there's been a good bit of activity and a lot of fish. So pretty much right here, it's like a big highway and these bass are feeding on a bunch of bait fish throughout here. But they can be in different zones. Like they can be all the way up on that bank, pretty heavy, or they can be on the bank that we're standing on. I mean, these fish move and roam a ton in this little section. So we just got to figure out where they're at. Come on, Maxton, attract them. I know they're nearby. Attract us a big bass. Oh, ooh. Dude, he had it. All right, this is the real question. Does Max actually work? He bit it, but he didn't hold on to it. Dude, come on, that's actually insane. Maybe he's like, I don't want to bite that stinky crap.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I am liking what I'm seeing, guys. I feel like this could be the spot where we finally get the party started with the slab grabber. I'm ready to get a fish on the board, taking too many casts without having anything to show for it. And I'm feeling like this could be the money spot. Oh no. Oh, hold on. That was a stick. False alarm. Love catching me a big old sticky stick and I almost fallen in the water as well. Ugh. All right, that's okay. Shake it off. I'm gonna take another cast down here and try to avoid that stick.
So guys, there's a lot of clouds out today. There's a lot of wind. Like in my opinion, when we get to the moving bait section, which is in the middle, and I know the baits are technically supposed to get harder. Like bottom baits are pretty easy to catch fish on. But I will say with the conditions today, it might be a lot better for the bottom or for the moving baits, which that's only what we're gonna find out once we get to at least the third or fourth bait. But I just have a feeling, man, with the conditions today, they should be munching anything moving. Even if this takes us a second, I feel like we should make a bunch of casts right here. I just feel like we can catch our first fish in this spot. Really shouldn't be this hard. Oh, dude, he ate it as I was reeling it. Let's go, baby, come on. That literally goes into what we were talking about, man. I was just talking about how the conditions with the wind and the clouds are like perfect for those moving baits. And I've been working this thing on the bottom. We got a couple bites, but right when I start to move that bait in, man, he freaking smoked it, baby. And that is not a big fish by any means, but that is fish number one. And more importantly, bait number one. Knocked off the freaking list, son. Let's go. Thank you, baby. Oh yeah.
Well, I thought this spot would be automatic, guys. There used to be a bunch of big bushes that lined this bank, and they cut them all down and pushed all the remains into the water. But apparently, nobody's freaking home today. Like, what is going on? Well, it looks like this spot is not working out for us either. So I'm gonna go ahead and reel this in and move on to a new one because we need to make something happen ASAP, and it ain't happening here. That is for sure. Okay, pedal to the metal. Time to find a new spot.
Alrighty, bait number two, we got a little bit of momentum now. If I had to assume what's in here, I would hope that it's a crawl. I don't know if it's a crawl, it could be like a lizard or something. Well, let's see what Fletcher cooked up. Is this Senko? Oh, it is a crawl. We got us a Gary Yamamoto crawl here. I'm gonna be honest, let me see what this is. This is a very interesting bait here. I wonder how much Fletcher ended up paying for this. Definitely a unique bait. Gary Yamamoto Senkos in general, or Gary Yamamoto baits, are fairly expensive. But this is more of a, I don't even know what they call this, I forgot. I used to fish with something very similar to this back in the day, but that bait right there looks pretty crazy, man. I wouldn't really consider that a crawl. It's really more of like a creature bait. But this thing should catch us a fish pretty fast.
Will the turntables finally turn? Let's see if we can make something happen here, guys. Oh, let there be a fish right on this edge. I decided to take my efforts to a new body of water in hopes of just spicing things up a little bit. Why is this little worm so dang difficult, man? Oh my gosh. I mean, I would not think it would be this difficult to get a bite on this. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is absolutely freaking crazy.
It's pretty unique, man. I think we're gonna be able to get a bite pretty quick. But before we even go out to the spot I'm gonna fish, I wanna show you guys something. So right over here, we have a bunch of moving water. As you guys can tell, it's coming from this lake. We've had a lot of rain the last few weeks. With that being said, there's a lot of overflow water. This water runs through this pipe out to this culvert out there. And when fishing a spot that has a culvert pipe with moving water, when you fish it after a storm, it can be really good because there's a bunch of overflow pushing out, which is gonna carry bait fish, a bunch of insects. So the fish in that pond are gonna be sitting right at that pipe, ready to ambush bait. And with Fletcher having a bunch of pop and stop spots, I feel like we need to have one of our own. And I feel like we're gonna be able to go out there and catch one pretty quick here on bait number 2. Because at the end of the day, I just wanna get out to the boat, man. I wanna get out to the boat with the top water and catch the big bass. But let's go ahead and run out to the pipe and see if we can get a fish real quick.
Yes, Yes, there we go. We got him, baby. Let's freaking go. Okay, okay. Cool, calm, and collected. Get you on the bank. Yes, sir. Oh, that is it, guys. Bait number 1 knocked out. And we are moving on to the next one. And we should be able to get you back in the pond. And we'll get her right back in there. Not a bad one to get the day started. Let's freaking go, man. We've got a ton of rain down here, so all the grass is all flooded and whatnot. Let me go ahead and get back to the golf cart and see what we got for bait number 2.
So this spot's been really good recently with all the rain, but I have had a few days where I came out and just didn't get bites at all. So I don't know if it's because fish weren't there, or if this spot's been a little pressured. I know a lot of people hit this spot, so let's just hope that we can get into something pretty fast, man. I would like to knock this bait off instantly and get on to the moving baits. Everything else, you know, I just want to get the soft plastics knocked out and get on to anything that's moving with these conditions. There's got to be some fish down here. I mean, look at all the water pumping in this spot. Maybe we walk down. Got to get down here in the swamp. Gosh, there's so much water. It's perfect. I don't know if you guys saw what I did there, but I'm throwing right there in that little dry spot. There's no current at all. And I'm hopping this bait right here by where the water's pouring in. And if you guys look, if you watch my line, pouring my bait down this current, which that's going to create the most natural presentation. At the end of the day, these bass are going to be sitting where that current's taking the bait to. I'm gonna kind of like let my bait naturally flow with that water, and that should be where the bass are sitting.
Well, let me bust into bag number 2. Let's see what this thing contains. Whew, a little drum roll. That was very anticlimactic, but here we go. Let's see what we got. And in bag number 2, we got the log father. There we go, baby. That's actually pretty funny. My fishing clash team name was the Rod Fathers a few weeks ago, and now we're fishing with the log father. So let me bust this open and get this thing on the hook. That thing is looking delicious. Delicious and nutritious. That is a bad mamma jamma right there, and I think that should hopefully get smoked. Let's go ahead and see what the fish think.
I don't know if you guys see that, but there's actually a bunch of little bluegill hanging on the backside of this tree. No way, come on, man. I do not want to break off, but I might have to. Yep, okay. Well, to be fair, if there was a fish here, I feel like he would have bit instantly. I feel like we could come back and definitely throw more casts. But let's just keep on moving. Let's go back, retie another one, and keep rolling. And thank God that's the soft plastic that we broke off, because if it was a moving bait, we'd be in trouble. But we have at least 10 of those in the bag, so we'll be fine.
So here's the deal, guys. I need to hurry up and catch a fish ASAP on this bait and my next bait, because once we have a fish on our first 3 lures, we unlock access to the boat that's on the back of my golf cart over there. And when that happens, man, let me tell you, some crazy things are gonna go down, because having a boat gives me access to anything and everything that I want to fish. And I got the perfect spot in mind.
All right, we're back where it all started. We had 2 or 3 bites here, and I just feel like if we have a chance to catch a fish on this bottom bait right here, is gonna be this spot. This is gonna be the place where we catch them. The one spot where I feel like we just found fish stacked up. So hopefully they'll be interested in this weird looking thing. Felt like we would have got at least a nibble. Fish jumping on that bank, there's fish jumping on these lily pads, and we're throwing our bait in the right zones.
I decided to skedaddle my way up over here, see if I couldn't get a better cast on this stuff that I was trying to cast to. Come on, let there be fish. Oh, I thought I just had one for a second. False alarm. Was rubbing up against a log. I felt like it was getting swallowed though. Oh, it just got swallowed. No! That could have been fish the entire time. That could have been a fish the entire time. Oh no, dude.
Like these fish are right on us, man. There's no reason I shouldn't be getting bites unless they just think this bait's horrible. That's the only definition, bro. There's no other reason. Dude, I mean, they're schooling right there too. Look at this, bro. Oh, they're right there, and I'm in the tree. They're freaking blowing up. They're literally blowing up right in front of us. All right, we gotta lock in right here, dude. Look, they're right in front of us. Oh my God, he's right there. I'm gonna pop this thing. I'm gonna pop this thing. Dude, it's so ugly. It's so ugly they won't even look at it. I'm not even kidding. Come on, fish.
Oh, I have one again. Got him. Keep that pressure. Keep that pressure. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Stay down. Come on, get on in here, buddy. Get on in here. Yes! That is bait number 2 knocked out. Let's freaking go. Things are starting to heat up here, guys. Let's freaking go. Nice little bass, nothing crazy, but do not count me out yet, guys. We got 2 fish on the board, 1 more to go until we unlock the boat, and then we are going to be in a great position to run away with this dub. Let's freaking go. Oh yes, baby. That is what I'm talking about, Log Father.
I just gotta reel it, bro. We're getting to that point. I don't need them to look at it for 0.2 seconds. They just need to see it and eat it. I can't even believe that. Like, what a better opportunity would the fish be schooling right in front of us? We should be able to just throw in and get a bite, you would think. I mean, they're schooling everywhere around us. I mean, there's clearly a bunch of fish. They're just showing zero interest in this bait. That is the craziest thing. And dude, just give me 1 bite, I'm gonna capitalize. All I gotta say is I hope Fletcher's having a hard time because we're struggling on this second bait.
Oh yes, guys. We got our second bait knocked out finally, and it is time to move on to our 3rd and final bank bait, and that is bag number 3. Let's go ahead and see what the damage is. Whew. In the moment of truth, we got the, I don't know, the Bass Pro Shop little swim bait. I don't know how to exactly pronounce the name of this, but that is our 3rd bait that we have to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust this open and get this thing tied on. We got a 3rd and final bait to knock out, and then we get to get on the boat, baby. Let's freaking go.
Guys, they're schooling right here. They're schooling so well. I'm gonna jerk, dude, they're freaking blowing up right next to me. Come on. Come on. We gotta get a bite right here, dude. There's a bunch of wind whipping through. You think just like jerking this bait, you know, through the schooling fish would get a bite. It's getting crazy, man. Like, the fact that I can't get those to even look at this bait is unreal to me. I feel like when we have these opportunities, we have to somehow get a bite with this fish schooling. Yeah. I got him. I got him. I got him, baby. Oh, this is a good one too, man. Come here, son. That's why you never give up right here, baby. Come on, let's go. It's a good fish. That's a freaking good fish right there, son. Gosh, he was barely hooked right in the top of the mouth, man. Let's go, baby. Well, that is the second bait knocked off the list. And that is a good 2.5 to 2 3/4 pound fish right there, man. That is a really good one. We had to resort into, you know, reeling a bottom bait, which is never realistic. Hey, it got the job done. We finally got an aggressive one. Thank you so much, baby. That's a really good fish, man. That's a great fish.
We're all rigged up here, guys, and this is looking like a very cheap little swim bait, but I'm hoping that it can get the job done. Like 2 days ago, we were fishing for Noah's video, and I caught a very nice fish in this exact spot. So I'm gonna try to fling this thing out here and see if we can't rinse and repeat. This is super like flooded right now, and there's this grass edge that I feel like the fish are gonna wanna sit in with it being a little extra flooded right now. Nothing on the first cast. Keep on moving. Try to get a little tighter to the bank. Be a freaking megalodon up in there. I'm ready to get slambonied. Let the slambony commence.
Here's bait number 3, baby. What do we have? Okay, we got us a chatterbait. The problem is we don't have any swim baits or anything to put on the back of it. This is actually a jackhammer. This is the best, or in my opinion, the most expensive chatterbait they make. You know, I would love to have a swim bait to put on the back of this, but to be honest, guys, we're probably just gonna throw it exactly how it is. If I had a swim bait, I'd put it on there, but sadly, we don't. And even if we did, I feel like that would be cheating. So we just gotta use this thing raw, bro. Nothing on there. Just use the dang chatterbait.
I'm not sure what always draws me to these tight little close quarter spots, but my theory is if you get in the areas where most people are willing to go, you got a higher chance of catching a fish. So please let there be a little something right here. Nothing? Oh my gosh, with this water trickling down and everything. Get down here a little farther. Oh, I just got bit. I just got bit. Oh, come on now. Let me try to slide in here and get a little skip cast under this. Oh, that is cash.
All right, let's see what we can get into, man. This is gonna be a lot better in my opinion than everything we've thrown so far. I'm just glad we're done with the soft baits. Yeah, look at them jumping right there. Oh gosh, this thing has like no weight since there's no swim bait on the back. Oh, they should eat this right away, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care what baits Fletcher picked out for us for the rest of the video, but this is probably gonna be my favorite out of all of them. I love chatterbait fishing. Yes, 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 yes. Let's go, and it's a good one too. It's a freaking good one. Oh, in the freaking little tiny pocket, we got ourselves a nice LMB. On the freaking swim bait. Yes, and he choked it too. Better get this sucker out of here before a gator comes crawling out of there. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. Check that bass out. That is a quality fish, probably about 3.5, maybe 4 pounds. Got the hook out. We're gonna go ahead and get her back in, and we're gonna be moving on to our 4th bait, and we have finally unlocked the boat, baby. Let's freaking go. That is a freaking nice little bass right there, man. Oh yeah. So hard to cast this little light thing, man. Come on, fish. Just slam me. Oh! Oh, he's on it still. He's on it still. Dude, he followed me right into the bank, bro. That was actually another good fish. Gosh, he was right behind it. Just tailed it right in. See, he was interested. If that thing had a little swim bait on the back, I feel like he probably would have committed. He's probably like, what in the world is that little tiny jitterbug? I got him. That was a weird hook set, but I got him. Feels like a giant. Oh, baby, that's a good fish. Dude, he ate it right when I ran in there. I can't even move this big boy. How big are you? Oh my gosh, you're fighting. He ain't even that big, dude. He's just putting up a big fight. Let's go, son. Let's go, baby. And that is bait number 3 from the bank, complete on a beautiful fish, man. Almost, I'd say he's almost 2.5 pounds, but that is a pretty one right there. And now it is time to get on the boat and look at baits 4 through 6. And that is a beautiful bass. Thank you, baby. Let's go, son. All aboard. It is time to hop in the boats, ladies and gents. Oh man, I have been waiting for this moment all day long, and it is time to make some magic happen. Let's go ahead and get out there and get on them. Bait number 4 has a few rattles in it. I don't know what it's gonna be, but let's find out. And ooh, okay. This is a great lure for this lake, I'm not gonna lie. A little crankbait. Dude, it might be game over for Noah. He done messed around and gave me the wrong lure to get started, I'll tell you that. Boys and girls, we made it on the boat and we are on the lake now. I've been waiting for this all day, man. Now we get to throw one more moving bait, and the last 2 baits are topwater, which everybody loves topwater. We were seeing the fish school. So we're gonna go ahead and get out to the main lake, open our next moving bait, which is bait number 4. Try to get that knocked out to get to some topwater action, baby. All right, well, it is time to open our number 4 mystery bag and see what our final moving bait is, man. Holy cow, what could it be, guys? What do you guys think? I'm honestly like, I don't even know what it could be. I mean, he already picked a crawl style. He already picked a worm. He picked a chatterbait, which is like my favorite bait of all time. And now we're gonna see what bait number 4 is. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I should have assumed this because jerkbaits are pretty expensive, guys. So this totally makes sense on why I would get the jerkbait. And if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, with all the wind today, the cloud cover, there is not a better bait to throw than the jerkbait right now. And I think we're gonna be able to smoke a fish pretty dang quick on this. I wanna be as dialed as possible, so standing up and really focusing is gonna help me get the job done when it comes to that. I mean, this could happen automatic out here. I mean, it could be boom, just like that, fish on. I literally just saw some bass swirl like 5 seconds ago out here. So I'm gonna take just a few casts, just kind of scattered around out here and see if we can't come across those schoolies. And we are in big bass territory. A lot of big fish have been caught out of here. Cut our tag in and we are good to ride, boys. Wow. That thing's gonna get smunched. So I am using a trolling motor behind me. I'm not using my foot pedals. They've been broken for a minute now. So I just slapped a trolling motor on the back of this thing. So it's not as comfortable as it should be, but we're gonna be perfectly fine. Oh my God, they're schooling right there. Hold on, hold on. Dude, I swear, if we get smoked right away, I'm gonna lose my mind. It sucks that like we can only catch one fish. Like part of the challenge is to only catch one fish on each of these baits. But like some of these baits I wish I could throw for more than just one fish, man. Oh my God, they're schooling in front of us. We're in fish heaven right now. Hold on. Hold on.
These fish better watch their step because they're gonna swim around and find out. Right here, right now, this has gotta be the spot. I'm feeling it. Ooh, I'm feeling it, baby. Come on. Nothing there. That's okay. Just gotta get them fired up, that's all. Just gotta get them a little worked up. That's all it takes. Oh, golly, dude. Something just plopped under that tree. Hold on, hold on. Try to get down the tree line.
So the one thing I was gonna say is like earlier we were fishing the bank way up there and it had a bunch of wind pushing back and it's landing right in this cove right here. So pretty much all the bait fish and everything is getting pushed right here in this pocket, which is a really good setup area for a bunch of bass to feed. So we should be able to find them quick, I would hope. I mean, they've been schooled up all day today. I feel like right there too, like where all this is pushing up in the lily pads could be money. Oh, dude, I was reeling it. Oh my gosh, I'm about to fall out and I lost them. Listen, I'm not even mad. I'm not gonna let that upset me. We're just gonna keep on casting. I feel like there's a lot of fish here, man.
Dude, I'm ready to grab a slab. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling like a slab's gotta be coming my way any minute now, because I got the slab grabber and I'm gonna grab some slabs. Oh, yeah, buddy. We got a fishy, we got a fishy, we got a fishy. Boom. Yeah, that's a little tug. That's a good little tug. Let's go, baby. Fish number 4. Yes, sir. Firing them up, baby. That did not take long at all. Not a bad fish by any means. Solid, like high 1 pounder, 2 something. She got a little girth on her. Could be 2 and some change, but nevertheless, I'm gonna get her back in. We're gonna move on to that next bait, baby. Let's go. All right.
Come on, big bass. Show me something. Show me a big old juicy guy. I haven't thrown a jerkbait. Oh my gosh. Hold on, dude. I think the jerkbait's the go today, boys. Oh, dude, I almost took my head off. I'm not even kidding. I was this close for my day being ruined. Thank you. That could have been really bad. Dude, you're gonna have to slow-mo that, Hunter. I'm pretty sure that bait was this close to my face and there's fish jumping. Hold on, hold on. All right, listen. Knock it off, Noah. Lock it in.
Where's my 5th bait at? There she is. Bait number 5. Whew, what is this gonna be? There's that many rattles, so I'm not really sure what I'm getting myself into. Oh my gosh. This freaking frog, man. Me and Noah have talked about this. We think this might be the worst frog ever. Maybe the worst fishing lure ever sold. This thing is atrocious that is even sold in the stores, and it's sold in a lot of stores, to be honest. I can't believe this thing is still on the market, but hey, apparently someone likes to fish with it, but it ain't me. But we're gonna try to see what we can do with it right now. Let's go ahead and cut this off and see what we can do.
Oh my gosh, that feels like a good one. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What do we got, dude? We might have a giant. We got a really good fish though. Let's go, baby, come on. Oh, dude, I am pumped up right now. I wish I was just jerkbait fishing today. Boys are hopping all over it. Holy cow. At least we got to hook 3 of them. Oh my gosh, I got them in the top of the head. Got them in the top of the noggin. Oh my gosh, look at how fat you are, boy. Let's go, baby. There we go, 4th fish on the jerkbait. Look at that, right in the side of his face. He slammed that thing, man. I'm not gonna lie, like, I love throwing jerkbaits. It's not my favorite bait of all time, but when you're catching them like that and you just lean into them and you feel them just grab that jerkbait, it's one of the best feelings in the world. And that is bait number 4, knocked off the list. And more importantly, the jerkbait knocked off the list. You know, I wish I just had 2 more jerkbaits to go after this. We would slam them.
I kind of feel like I'm about to get throttled.
Oh,
Oh, golly. Oh my gosh. That was wild. That was absolutely nutty. And as intended, I figured that the frog would just get ripped off. See, that's what I'm talking about. One hook set, the frog's face gone. Just deleted from the universe. I don't know where it went, but it's probably in a black hole somewhere, who knows. Look at this. The leg is ripped in half. So, I mean, one more hook set on this thing and this frog will be done for. Dude, that fish freaking throttled that thing. That was wild. Oh, come on, come on. In all honesty, that was the fastest bait I've got a bite on. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it could just be that I'm on the boat and I'm already in a good spot, but like, shucks, dude. That was kind of crazy.
So here we go on to mystery bag number 5. Fletcher, what'd you pick out for me? This is the first topwater lure. Hopefully it's nothing like super difficult. Hopefully someone can have fun with. Oh boy, Fletcher knew what he was doing. Fletcher knew what he was doing with this one. We got the old pop and perch, baby. This isn't the original pop and pickle. Like, I like the green one, with a little bit of blue and chartreuse on there. I've actually never thrown this color before, but I feel like this thing's gonna actually get slammed, bro. That is a fire bait for bait number 5. But here we go, here goes nothing. Pop and perch, bait number 5. Let's get after it, baby.
100% getting slam bonied right there. Right here, right now. I think my favorite way to fish this thing is jerk it underwater. Like it's a swimming frog. It actually does it pretty well. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, I just got crushed. And it's a good one. Oh yeah! Oh yes. That is what you love to see. A good quality bass. Oh my God, there's like 3 in the water right next to him. Literally like 3 bass in the water right next to him. That's a good chunker. Let me get a hold of you, honey. Let me get a hold of you, honey. What a nice largemouth bass that is right there. Holy smokes, man. It's time to put the final nail in the coffin. One more final look at that fish and let's get moving. I appreciate the bite there, baby. Oh yes, tell your friends to come back. We got one more final dessert for y'all to taste before it's time to head on out of here.
So my strategy with this frog is going to be totally different from what we just did with that jerk bait. Clearly all these fish are out in the middle, they're chasing bait, they're schooling a ton, but this frog is meant to be fished up shallow. It's meant to be thrown in grass and lily pads, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make our way over here to this bank. As you guys can tell, there's still a lot of water and bait being pushed up on this bank, which I will tell you will result into some good fish being up here. One thing we need to be careful with is hooking a fish in some bad spots like where I just casted, since we have fluoro on, because I don't know if we can get them out of that, to be honest with you. But screw it, sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit.
We got to rattle, guys. We got to rattle. And the damage is... Oh my gosh. So I got this lure for Noah in the day versus night video right here, and he hated this thing and he hates me for it. So I guess Noah was trying to throw a little love back my direction and make me pay for the trouble I put him through. So here's the deal with this thing. You cast it out and then you're supposed to kind of like work it like you would a walking bait. And like, honestly, it doesn't seem that bad. I feel like Noah was being a little dramatic, telling me that he was having a hard time with this thing.
There we go. That was a crazy bite, man. Feels like a good one. I got him in the side. That is insane, guys. I actually hooked this fish in the side of the body. That is insane. I've never hooked a fish on a frog right there on the side. He felt huge. Look at that. That's actually insane. We caught him, but I have never hooked a frogfish outside of his mouth. That is crazy, boys. But that is fish number 5, and we are moving on to the final bait, baby. Not a big one at all, but that is our frog bass. And that is the pop and perch complete, son.
Honestly, guys, don't put catching a 10-pounder on this thing past me, because I'm a man known to catch some fish on some weird things, and some big ones on top of that. For example, Exhibit A. I once upon a time caught a 8.5, 9-pound bass, somewhere in that realm, on a soft plastic turtle of all baits, just like a really weird, obscure bait. And I've just seen some weird things happen. So for some reason, I just feel like I'm about to get smoked by a freaking behemoth. Let me go ahead and roll that clip for y'all, just so y'all can see what I'm talking about, see the greatness that comes from me using weird things.
That's what I saw.
I think it's a big one.
I'm gonna help you.
I think that's a big one. Oh, that's a big one. Dude, big.
Calm down.
Big. I think this is double digit, guys. I think this is double digit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Noah. No!
Fletcher, that fish is huge, bro. That's every bit of 8.
I am shaking.
That's an 8
I'm
pounder.
shaking, dude. This is the biggest bass I've caught in quite some time.
On the turtle.
On the turtle, bro. It's literally, this is the most patient I've been all day throwing this thing. I've debated at so many points on what I was gonna do.
Dude, she's either, I think she's
Dude,
8.
I can't even get
I don't think she's below 8. She might be 7 something. I think she's 8 though.
She's
8.
855.
Yes, 8 and a half.
855.
Jeez, look at that bug-eyed
Look at that. Holy smokes, guys.
Well, boys and girls, that leaves one option left, son. One more bait for us to win the challenge, and we are on to bait number 6, man. I don't know what Fletcher has in store for us right now. I feel like that frog is one of the harder ones, especially since the fish have been feeding out in the middle. We got lucky, guys. We had there's a few construction workers over there, and I turned around because I heard them say something. Dude, they were schooling all up on the bank. I throw in there, boom, he hammers it. I can't believe I actually hooked him in the side though. I've never done that on a frog. But now for bait number 6, we got to see what this is, man. And I'm feeling spicy. I don't care where Fletcher's at right now. I just feel like we're gonna smoke it. Oh my gosh. Fletcher just, I don't even know why he picked this out for me. I mean, I guess I do know because it's probably the most expensive topwater. But this is actually a Lucky Craft gunfish. And I'm not just now learning this. I actually know a lot about this bait. I used to throw it a ton. I grew up on Lake Lanier catching a bunch of big spotted bass on this exact here lure. The one I used to use is a little bigger, but the same exact color where it has some chrome. Pretty much just the same style as a spook, but it has a little popping mouth on it, kind of like a popper. And when you walk it, not only does it walk, but it splashes a bunch of water. This is actually a fire. This is a fire bait, man. I know these baits are supposed to get harder, and topwaters are technically hard to catch fish on, like at any point in time. Dude, this is gonna get smacked so easy. I'm not gonna lie, we're winning the challenge right now.
Dude, we are so close to catching a dub really quick here, guys. I haven't heard anything from Noah yet, so I know he hasn't caught something on this 6 bait. Can we get one before he does? That is the question.
I don't know, I don't really have a like solid game plan for us right now. I'm just gonna literally fan cast. I feel like this whole pocket's been loaded with a bunch of fish blowing up. I know we haven't seen many blow ups except for behind us here recently, but I just want to fan cast this bait and try to call up some of these fish because most of them are probably just sucked to the bottom now. The one thing I noticed, my initial thought from throwing this off the rip, the bait's kind of sinking. Oh my God, right there, come on dude. The bait's sinking, come on. Oh my gosh, guys. We almost just caught the freaking last fish that quick. Hold on, we're gonna throw back in there. This might be it, guys. Come on, freaking slam it, dude. I wanna see the craziest blow up I've ever seen.
I don't know, guys. I might have to go back to the dock and see if the fish have reloaded over there. Ugh, that seems to be the only place I can get nibbled. I mean, are they just all stacked up there, or is the frog gar just that bad? I don't know. This is crazy. I mean, I have been fishing with this thing so long now, and God, and it just tangles on itself every other cast, and then it just doesn't catch any fish. It doesn't get any bites, doesn't attract any fish. Okay, looks like we're going back to the dock, guys. I have fished everything so thoroughly, and I've been trying to give that spot a break to let it reload a little bit, and now is that time. It's time to see if letting that thing marinate for a few minutes is going to produce a bite.
This is where we secure the dub right here. Get ready, watch this blow up. Come on, dude, I just know there's an angry bass a couple casts away right here. Oh gosh, oh, they're schooling. Oh my God, he came off. And my bait is like, wait. Well, oh my God, my bait was so far under the water. What is going on? All right, they're there. They're there. All right, no, lock in, throw in there, we win the deal. And I know the winning cast is right here. All right, come on, boys. Come on, boys, right here. This is it, get ready.
We have arrived, guys. Is this the moment we've been waiting for? Where we walk away with a dub? Same spot as our last fish? Come on, please. Be something over here willing to bite this thing. This is getting ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I just saw a fish flare. I just saw a fish flare. Not near my lure, but I at least know there's one in the area. Oh, he's looking, he's right underneath it. Two under right underneath it. Three right underneath it. Three right underneath it. Oh, let's freaking go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's 6 bass in the water right here. Why are there so many bass around this dock? This is actually insane. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Get on in the freaking boat. And it comes out right as I get him in. That is how it is freaking done, ladies and gents. That is our 6th and final fish, and we are walking away with the dub. Let's go.
If you enjoyed that video, make sure you check out another one. Here's the one that I think you'll like the best, and thanks for watching.